So, dear Chamber, we're in 2012. Much anticipated, talked about. That in itself created a lot of energy. So, I want to start this off with this group of you writing down 12 tools or 12 tips for others. And my dear Linda, would you write at the board, David, with the microphone, 12 tools or tips. Tip number 1.
Stay out of your mind.
Out of your mind. Good. How do you do that?
Breathe.
Breathe. That's good. Let's say you breathe and then you go right back into the mind. Then what? How do you go beyond that? Create something. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, a lot of people would say, so what's beyond the mind? So what would you tell them? What's beyond the mind? Yes?
Connect with soul.
Connect with soul. So where is this soul?
In the stillness when you breathe.
All I hear is voices in that stillness, they would say.
Put those on mute. It's a mute
Try
button
it.
for those.
How many of you have been able to put those mind voices on mute? You can't think your way into ascension. You can't think your way out of your mind at all. So it comes down to really then understanding the difference between your thought and a feeling, a mental activity and your true passion. It comes down to the difference between having to make logic of things versus just feeling and experiencing those things. So good one. Next on the list.
Forget about all the rules, forget about everything you think it's good and bad, and just make up your own.
The question becomes, what rules? And what happens? Are you saying total anarchy in the system?
No, I'm talking about all of those things that we've been taught by other people, either our parents or teachers, saying, you shouldn't be like this, you should be like that. And when you feel uncomfortable with that, then that's when you know that it's not yours.
So this is wonderful. A good thing would be to, first of all, what's yours, what's not. Many of the things that are in there aren't really yours. So are you ready to release them? Then take a look at your own rules. When approximately, you feel into it, when approximately did you create that rule? Or does it serve you anymore? Doesn't mean you have to have anarchy. You could if you wanted. But it means that releasing of the energy behind the rules, expanding yourself, getting back into life. Good. Next on the list. What are you telling the world about 2012? What are
Trust yourself.
tips or tools? Trust yourself. Okay.
And then you can integrate your experience into your wisdom.
Yes. And let's put that on there. Trust. It's a very difficult one because energy is quite literal to consciousness. And when there is the mistrust, it creates more mistrust. And now you live in a world of mistrust. How does one get out of that? How does one learn or experience trusting with themselves? Big one. If we can answer this, boy, we're going to graduate into another level. Yes?
Acceptance.
Acceptance, yes, I would agree. And I think everybody here would, but you're telling a person on the street about acceptance. Now they're really confused. Trust and acceptance, two things that are very, very foreign. How do you get somebody to trust themselves?
Yeah. Here you go.
Self-love.
Self-love. That's the toughest thing a human will ever do. It's the toughest thing any angel in any of the realms will ever do. That's the truly, ultimately, the experience of Earth is self-love. These are big issues. A couple of comments about it. Yes.
I think before trust is fully experienced, it's releasing any expectations of what an outcome will be.
There, thank you. Releasing the expectations of the outcome. A couple more. We got 4 on the board.
I just told the average person on the street, it's going to be okay.
Yes. Tools. It's going to be okay. Does that work?
I found it works.
Yes.
Because they're not going to want to hear any of that stuff, although we get it.
Yes.
But the average person that's freaking out, just found out they have terminal cancer, lost their job. Just, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. And actually, I would agree with you. When you say it and you're with someone and you say, it's going to be okay, there's an energy, there's a look in the eyes, there's a confidence because you've been through it and you know you can come through it and still be intact. Yes, you still got some issues, but you're getting that confidence. It's going to be okay. Why? Because I chose it. Why? Because the energies are supporting me. Why? Because I'm a grand creator. I am that I am. It's going to be okay. Okay, we're up to 5. Let's go to 6.
Allow change, even choose change.
Why do humans not like change?
Scary.
Why?
You don't know.
It's uncomfortable. You don't know. And I go back to my analogy, living in a small room with no windows within a huge, beautiful mansion, but they've isolated themselves in the room because it's manageable, it's controllable, and they've learned how to handle that. These other rooms in the mansion are just overwhelming, unknown, uncertain. So, but you talk about change, and change is a wonderful thing. Thank God for change, and thank yourself for change. That there is this natural evolution process that you really can't go backwards. You really can't, no matter how hard some of you have tried. The change is inevitable. Now, and if you don't mind, I'd like to modify this to embrace change. Embrace change.
Yep.
So it's not just allowing, but it's actually embracing it and rejoicing in it, and it's amazing. Next one on the list, and I'm going to go to Garrett on this because he had one that I heard earlier in the week that was important, and I want to give you credit for it.
Can I have 2?
Yeah, absolutely. 2.
Laugh.
That was one of mine.
Because you're going to laugh about it in a year. Why not laugh about it now?
Absolutely. There was absolutely laughter, so important. And now laughter, we're not so heavy as some of these other things. Simple. I'd actually start out with laugh. That is going to be so important. Next one.
Stop worrying about your booger aspects, your nasty ones. The harder ones to integrate are your unfulfilled dreams.
Yes, unfulfilled dreams. That was an excellent observation. Dreams are held by so many of you in another realm. The daydreams, the feeling into things, the imagining things, but they're out there. Don't bring them in. I think for Shambhala, this is perhaps the most important thing for this year, integrating your dreams. Because in your dreams is your soul, is your wisdom, are your potentials. Dreams are potentials. Next, we have 4 to go. And we need to do this quickly because we have to get into...
Well, mine's just an offshoot of that, of do only what your heart wants.
Yes. Follow your heart. Could we say that? Follow your heart. It's difficult to follow your heart if you don't trust. And people will tell you, I tried that once, and it was a disaster. Yes.
Okay, you might have to help me with the words on this,
Yes.
but the feeling is, are you creating conflict?
And I will put my words to it if you don't mind.
Okay.
And maybe we could even create a graphic that looks like a yield sign that says, beware of drama. People are going to be overwhelmed by it, but if you simply tell them, beware of the drama, you don't need to participate. You don't need to be there. Yes.
What's really helped me is to remember, no matter, to everything and everyone out there, don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. They are going to take it personal, and many of them want to. But yes, and could I either add to that or reshape it and say it's not really about you? I'll give you the answer for the next one. Simple and easy. Simple and easy. Now, and I really mean this for you and anybody else looking at this list. You can do it either way. So many people feel they have to struggle. They have to do it the difficult way. Particularly for you, Shambhala, in this year, there are intense energies. They can be grand, beautiful, wonderful experiences. And you can either do it the easy way, the efficient way, or the hard way. It's not predetermined. It's totally up to you or any other human who would see this list. It doesn't have to be difficult. This is the year, the high potential opportunity to really invite your wisdom and your potentials, also known as your soul, into your reality. It is about trusting yourself that there is something beyond the mind, that there is this part of you that's really aching to be here, wanting to be here with you. So let's do a different kind of dream walk today. It's one where you allow yourself to expand into the other layers. But as you do, you create a type of invitation. It's like a chalice. It's like the open arms. Inviting your wisdom that's been building through the ages. Inviting your potentials that have always been there ever since you went through the wall of fire. And inviting those to be here with you in this reality. You came here, let's say, ahead of your soul. You came here first to prepare the body, to prepare your environment, your reality. And now comes the time this year to invite that soul into this reality. So let's take a deep breath, what we call a dream walk. Take a deep breath, expanding your awareness, creating an invitation to your soul, to your wisdom, to your potentials. And now it's just between you and your soul self. An invitation for your soul to be here, to listen to this music with you. Feel what it's like to be in this reality. Gentle invitation to your soul. It's your wisdom. It's your potentials. Inviting yourself, inviting your soul, your wisdom, potentials, your I amness into the tube, into this reality. It's perhaps the greatest gift you could have ever given yourself.